All right. Let's go. Get your comments in. Let me know what you're thinking. Of course, you've heard the news. You've seen the news. You've seen people reporting stuff that they don't know what they're talking about, just coming on here, going live. So I sat back and I watched and I let them go live and do their thing, not knowing what the heck they talking about, half of them. And they're just reading reports that they've seen. So maybe I should come over here and read a report that's relative, but I'm going to give you the insights on why Pat Shurmur is now the offensive coordinator. At least he's calling the plays. Well, Sean Lewis will still be signaling in the plays. But why is this significant? Why is Pat Shurmur now coming from the analyst position to now be the offensive, or at least be calling the plays for Colorado Coach Prime and SHEDEUR Sanders, right? Here's the thing. And I'll let these comments come on in. Let me know what y'all thinking out there. Let me know what's happening. Oh, now K. Matney, Jay Williams, Lady T is my name out there. Andrew, Cameron, Walter, Travis, what's good with you? Stephen Charles, oh, now been all good. What's up with you? Put your comments in right now. I'll get to them. Let me know what y'all think about this move. Should Sean Lewis have stayed calling the plays? Was this move needed? Let's talk about it right now. Not right now, but I will let you guys know if you don't know, in my opinion, why, and I'll share some insight with you. Hello, how you doing out there? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're checking in from. I appreciate you joining in. This is the Ugly Man, the BIWGDOW Chico to the C, and the place to be. Checking in for all of you guys internationally and nationally. We are here. Jay Williams said we need a change. Can't really change the players, but we can change the coaches. We need adjustments. Now, I think that was the main thing why a lot of people were saying Sean Lewis probably wouldn't last as the offensive coordinator or the play caller, whatever they wanted to put it as. But I would say this right here. It was almost written on the wall by bringing in Pat Shurmur, who has his lengthy NFL resume as an offensive guy, as an analyst, you know, kind of looking over the situation for Sean Lewis. Now, if Sean Lewis continue and the offense continue to perform and look good like it did that first game, then maybe, you know, there's nothing to worry about. But as they continue to struggle and sputter, then that guy looking over your shoulder becomes more important now. You get more insight from him. You're finding out more, and you're making him more valuable now. So I think it was almost written on the wall had he not performed. But here's the thing. This guy, Pat Shurmur, who is he? A lot of people should be asking, not just saying, oh, he struggled as the Broncos coach. He struggled as the New York Giants head coach. He struggled as the Cleveland Browns head coach. Well, y'all got to look at those situations also in defense on him. The teams, anybody probably would have struggled as the Browns coach at that time. Anybody would have struggled as the Giants coach at that time. Eli going out, a new quarterback coming in. They drafted Daniel Jones, and bam, he doesn't pan out. They get rid of the coach. Guess what? Daniel Jones is still there, isn't he? That's the guy that he brought in. Furthermore, this guy has worked with legends, like, I shouldn't say legends with an S, but a legend in Donovan McNabb during the Chip Kelly era when they really put up those points. You know what I'm saying? He has worked with Sam Bradford when he came out and did his thing and balled during the Rams years when he was the coach. He gave Saquon Barkley the ball to where Saquon had over 1,300 yards. So what is it he's bringing? I'm thinking he's bringing exactly that. Don't worry about the head coaching record. Hell, and then they talking about, well, he was with the Broncos, he struggled. Well, look who he had at quarterback. Drew Lock. All of these guys he had at quarterback are struggling. Eli at the time. Drew Lock. Who else he had? Teddy Bridgewater. He dealt with a bunch of different quarterbacks. Most of them wasn't on the level of SHEDEUR, and the ones that were on the level of SHEDEUR or ended up being great, like McNabb. When he played and he called those plays with those quarterbacks, they excelled. They did well. They did their thing. That's how he kept getting promoted to a head coaching spot. You don't get you don't get a head coaching job if you're not doing your thing as an offensive coordinator first. So that's what he did. He put up numbers, and then they gave him opportunities to be a head coach. at places like the Cleveland Browns. I love the Cleveland Browns, but how many people have succeeded in Cleveland as a head coach? Talk to me. Somebody out there tell me something, man. Somebody really should be giving some takes, on this rather than just coming on here, taking up time on live. East Coast Kev. Oh, now for the $5 super chat. See, I called it. I kept saying that Sean Lewis was a plant. Everybody thought I was a conspiracy theorist. Wow. Listen, I'm not really going to be talking down on Coach Sean Lewis. He did his thing. Look, he did his thing in certain situations, but some people just might not be able to adapt in certain areas. He had to realize my offensive line is not that strong. I need to call things that's going to be conducive to them, not just try to make them fit my system. You know what I mean? So I think that was more on him. I think this guy, Pat Shurmur, will be able to come in with different formations. Yes, it'll be the same core offense, but different formations, different calls, misdirection, giving the ball to the running back, staying true to the run game, putting SHEDEUR in positions to where he can easily make these reads and progressions throughout this offense. Dumb it down, but also stay complex in what you're doing. This is going to be a more of a pro-style offense I can see. Like I said, he has history of working with offensive QBs, should I say, that's has a lot of talent, but also not in great position with the QBs who didn't have a lot of talent. Well, we know what SHEDEUR has. The thing is, how are we going to adjust the play calling, which is what he's doing now? Coach Prime is saying we need to adjust the play calling to work with what we have. So if we're struggling on the offensive line, why are we still calling the same plays then, dog? Okay, well, let's try Pat Shurmur calling the plays, okay? Coach Sean Lewis, you stay in your same position, still translating the plays in, signaling the plays in. You'll see him on the sideline. I'm sure they're going to give him a lot of coverage this week, as Shurmur might be up in the booth calling the plays. So all in all, y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Get in the comments. I got more takes on this coming soon, but I just wanted to let you guys know and inform you that this guy's almost like a QB guru. He knows what he's doing from the QB position when he has the talent back there. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to put his running backs in position to win. As if you look at his track record, you will see. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull this up so you guys can look at it and see too, as I will just read it off to you guys so y'all know what's going on, who we have as the offensive coordinator. You won't be guessing, and you'll understand. Coach Pat Shurmur. Let me see. Y'all see this on the screen? Yeah, I'm sharing it with you. This is the Wikipedia of Pat Shurmur. At least read the Wikipedia on him, and you'll know, or the Wikipedia or Wikipedia, however you pronounce it. Patrick Carl Shurmur, American football coach. So, of course, he's the offensive coordinator right now, but here he is. Prior to joining the staff on CU, he most recently served as the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos in the NFL, of course, from 2020 to 2021, a 32-year coaching veteran. Shurmur has 21 seasons of NFL experience, including the last 11 years as a head coach or offensive coordinator. Shurmur has 4 years of experience as a head coach, working in that role with the New York Giants from 2018 to 2019, and with the Cleveland Browns from 2011 to 2012. I think they drafted and brought in Colt McCoy at the time. And of course, you bring in these rookie quarterbacks, they don't succeed immediately. They get rid of the coach. Like, come on, man. Give the guys time to develop and be successful. He also served as an interim head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles at the end of the 2015 season. He has been the offensive coordinator for 7 seasons, previously coaching in that role with the Minnesota Vikings in 2016 and 2017, Philadelphia Eagles 2013 to 2015, and the St. Louis Rams 2009 to 2010. All right, let's talk about some of these guys. Coaching career. Make sure, check out these comments. Y'all still up in? Okay, all right, let's go. Get in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Real quick, right? Okay. Do you think number 2 comments in the UCLA post presser influenced this decision? I think Coach Prime definitely went to 2 and said, "Hey, dog, I got Shurmur here, so we can go ahead and go to him now." look at his past or whatever, or we could talk philosophy with him, or we can go ahead and try to stick with Coach Sean Lewis, continue to give him another chance. What do you think, too? I'm sure too was like, hey, dog, if he ain't making adjustments, then, I'm tired of getting hit back there. I'm not trying to go through another game like that again. No hate on Coach Sean Lewis, but we got somebody else in the fold. Give him a chance and see what he comes out with. And that's what I think we're at right now. But during his NFL coaching career, he's been a part of 8 playoff teams, dog. All right, 8 playoff teams, winning 6 divisional crowns and appearing in the Super Bowl. Shurmur began working for the Philadelphia Eagles in 1999, serving as both the tight ends coach and the offensive line coach. So he has experience as an offensive line coach, meaning that he can immediately come in and find ways to help this offensive line in this offense, and that has to do with play calling. You give the offensive line some balance, let them run block some, that'll improve the pass blocking. You add in some shovel passes, that'll slow down, and some draws, that'll slow down the pass rush. You add in some misdirection runs, you feel me? That'll slow down the pass rush, the run defense, that'll slow down the backers from blitzing, everything. So I say all in all, what they've done here is giving their offense a chance now to not be so vanilla, to switch it up coming into this Oregon State game. Hopefully the Oregon State Beavers will be trying to scramble now to find out who will we be adjusting to or game planning for. What is he coming with? So Shurmur helped mold tight end Shad Lewis into a 3-time Pro Bowl selection, so he can help out the tight end spots too. In 2002, Shurmur was named the team's quarterback coach. In that role, Shurmur helped shape Donovan McNabb into the most prolific passer in Eagles history. McNabb holds nearly every Eagles career passing record. And in 2008, he set Eagles single season records with 345 completions, 3,916 yards. In 2004, Shurmur and McNabb helped guide the Eagles to their first Super Bowl appearance since 1980, they're saying right here. So was that right? Yeah, that was with T.O., right? So T.O. on the sideline got his former offensive coordinator there with Doug McNabb the year they really did their thing. That's him right there with 2006 with Corey Detmer. Corey Detmer had a good year that year too. So you got kind of like a QB whisperer right here, guy with a lot of experience coaching with some good quarterbacks. And he led Donovan McNabb that year. They really took off as they were, throwing the ball all the way downfield. Damn near won the Super Bowl with T.O. on a broke leg damn near. So get your comments in. Let me know what y'all think about this. Can he help the offensive line with play calling? I say 100,000% yes. 100% yes. Play actions, run actions, and just doing this thing. Sean Lewis is getting paid $950K to signal plays. How long would that last? Goodness, gracious. He left a head coaching spot at Kent State to come here for this opportunity. It's all the opportunity, dog. It's all the opportunity. Do your best, and we'll see what happens. And I don't know. I don't think he was a mole, but I will say this. I said at the beginning when he first got hired, being that he was such a young, sought-after guy, I was like, is he brought in to kind of just in case they think Coach Prime is going to leave and now they can elevate this coach? Did Coach Prime bring him in? What is the reason for him coming in, whatever, other than that? Could it be something behind it? I don't know. But I know they do have to, according to reports, they do have to elevate Coach Pat Shurmur from the analyst position to being an actual coach so he can, be coaching and on the payroll coaching. They have to now demote someone, whether it's a position coach or whatever, to bring him in so that he can really perform in this role. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I would like to see Coach Byron Leftwich come in at some point, but I think Coach Prime is looking to have more of an NFL influence on his son, SHEDEUR Sanders, and the play calling so that they can get some more production and also balance that run game. Like I said, he had Saquon Barkley over 1,300 yards. A few other guys in the backfield. Has LaShawn McCoy back there also, so imagine Dylan Edwards doing some of the things that LaShawn McCoy did. Donovan McNabb, SHEDEUR Sanders throwing the ball deep like Donovan McNabb. He is a guy that likes to go downfield also. I'll continue on this background. And let's see here. With the St. Louis Rams also in 2009, where he was hired by Coach Steve Spagnuolo to be the offensive coordinator for the Rams. He helped the Rams improve to a 7-9 record following a 1-15 season in 2009, the second biggest turnaround in the league. In 2010, he guided the St. Louis offense to improvements in nearly every category, including total yards, time of possession, and third down percentage, while they also scored 114 more points than the previous year. In addition, the Rams committed just 21 turnovers in 2010, tied for the 9th lowest total in the NFL. Shurmur also made a huge impact on Sam Bradford's immediate success as a rookie in 2010. The first overall pick out of the University of Oklahoma set NFL rookie records for most consecutive passes without an interception, 169 pass attempts without a pick for Sam Bradford. All of this is significant stats and info to let you know what led up to this decision, in my opinion. Under Shurmur's tutelage, Bradford finished the season with a 60 completion, 60 rated, or with a 60.0 completion percentage, 3,500 yards and 18 touchdown passes, with winning the AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Now, all of that, right? You have that success with these quarterbacks, Sam Bradford, Donovan McNabb. You know, you set these records with the offense, so he's riding high. They're like, damn, that offense that the Eagles had, he was calling the plays? Huh? He was calling the plays. Okay, all right, bet. We're going to bring him in and let him be our coach for the Browns. He's going to save the Browns, right? High tax, you know, what a feat for him. So I'll get to some of these comments and shots out right quick before I get to his time with the Browns. Oh, now to the Brazil show. What's happening with you? Face-to-Face Sports Talk says Pat Shurmur was a terrible head coach, though. First job for the Cleveland Browns. Offense was terrible. Same with the Giants. Face-to-Fact Sports Talk, you need to dig a little bit deeper and put your stuff into context. That's exactly why I'm going over what led him, though, to get those jobs as a head coach with the Cleveland Browns and the Giants. That doesn't come from being a terrible offensive coordinator, dog. You got to put things into context. You feel what I'm saying? Keep them to where you can understand the whole picture, not just was he successful in this situation with the Cleveland Browns, dog. Nick Saban wasn't successful with the Cleveland Browns. Not Nick Saban, Bill Belichick. Saban was on the staff. What are you talking about? Come on, y'all. Listen up to your boy. I'm trying to enlighten you right now. Feel me? Bridget Maxey said, do you think Lewis O-line players from Kent State will give max effort? Man, they better. I don't care who the coach is. You playing for you and your teammates and next to you and your family and name on your back and your chest, dog. You're not playing for no coach and who's calling the plays like that. Nah. All in all, it boils down to, do you have pride in self to play for yourself and to do the best you could do no matter what's going on out there? Because the film is watching. You have an ultimate goal to get somewhere. That's not going to come by pouting and then getting benched. What's that going to do? We want Byron Leftwich. We want Byron Leftwich, Tony H said. Oh, now, how dare he treat white coaches like they do black coaches? What the hell? Yo, wow. Travis said, everyone watching could see that Lewis and O'Boyle had no answers. None whatsoever, it seemed like. What do you think, Chico? You think they bring an NFL playbook? You think this is going to keep SHEDEUR upright? I really think so, for the most part. Because I've been saying this whole time, a lot of people saying, well, they can't call the blocking play. They can't call the blocking play. Well, you can call plays where your offensive line has different protections, different responsibilities, different ways to block, not having to block for so long. You understand? There's ways you can do this, dog. There's ways you can slow down pass rushes. That's what's called a draw play. That's what's called a screen. That's what's called a shuffle pass. All of these things have counters to them. And this guy, he's coached with Chip Kelly also, who we just saw as the offensive coordinator or head coach for the UCLA Bruins. This should bring exactly what we're looking for on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of more run plays, a lot more rollouts with SHEDEUR, maybe some moving pockets a little bit, but the ball is coming out now, dog. The play call, and I'm guaranteeing you, he is judging himself on the play calls of how can we keep SHEDEUR upright and not get him hit. Every time SHEDEUR takes a hit, it's going to be a negative in Shurmur's mind, in his playbook, on the way that he called that play. I should have called it a lot faster so he can process it a lot faster. I should have called it in a situation where he has options to change the play. There's a lot of different ways. Play calling is huge, man. Play calling is huge in this deal right here, especially when you have arguably the best player in college football in SHEDEUR Sanders back there as the signal caller. Now back to Shurmur's time as the Cleveland Browns head coach. After he did his thing as the offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, he was interviewed and hired by the Cleveland Browns as their head coach, right? Actually, he was hired by Mike Homer, who was the former head coach, and then he became the general manager, right? If I'm not mistaken at the time. He was the 13th head coach in franchise history and the 6th since the franchise revival in 1999. Part of the reason Shurmur was hired was the team wanted to have him call the plays on offense as Holmgren did in Green Bay and Seattle. Understand, Mike Holmgren, of course, who won a championship there in Seattle, he called the plays also as a head coach. So that's what they wanted Shurmur to do. Another reason for the hire was Shurmur's past success of developing young quarterbacks such as McNabb and Bradford. The Browns selected quarterback Colt McCoy in the 3rd round of the 2010 NFL draft. And in McCoy's first season with Shurmur as head coach, the former University of Texas standout posted a slight improvement in 2011, throwing for 2,700 yards, over 2,700 yards, and 14 touchdown passes in 13 games. Despite this, the Browns went 4-12 that season. They were a bad team, a regression from the previous year 5-11 campaign. In 2012 season, the Browns showed little progress behind new starter and first-round pick Brandon Weeden. Trash at the time. Shout out to him. He's a good coach, though. And I was high on him coming out of Oklahoma State, I think it was. But he finished 29th out of 32 qualified starters in passer rating. Would that have happened if they had even SHEDEUR Sanders there or somebody of that talent? No. You understand what he's working with? Listen to me now. Here we go. After the end of the 2012 season, Shurmur and general manager Tom Hackett Jr. were fired after accumulating 9-23 record over the course of 2011 and 2012 seasons, having finished 25th in the NFL in offensive yards gained in the 2012 season. Now, his second stint with the Eagles. On January 20, 2013, Shurmur accepted a job with the Eagles as their offensive coordinator, back in his role at where he's more comfortable at, right? Working alongside new head coach Chip Kelly. Shurmur helped orchestrate one of the most efficient offenses in the NFL. Shurmur led an offense that set a number of team records, including points for 442, total net yards, 6,676, touchdowns was 53, passing yards, over 4,400, and fewest turnovers, 19, en route to an NFC East title. Additionally, the Eagles set an NFL record with 99 plays of 20-plus yards and became the first team since the 1991 Buffalo Bills, which was my squad, back with Jim Kelly and the K-Gun. Since then, to lead the league in rushing while ranking last in time of possession. That means they were getting the ball in and out, throwing that thing down the field. Now, this can help or can hurt our defense, but if we putting up points, it should help them. Shurmur's unique ability to develop young talent at the quarterback position was once again on display in 2013. You hear me? Second-year quarterback Nick Foles enjoyed a breakout season under the direction of Shurmur, throwing for 27 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions while posting the 3rd best quarterback rating, 119.2, and third lowest interception percentage, under 1% in NFL history, dog. Who did that? Coach Pat Shurmur did. Talk to me. Get in the chats. Let me know what y'all think about this. Can SHEDEUR Sanders put up points like this? Can put up stats like this? Nick Foles did. You feel me? Donovan McNabb did. He improved Sam Darnold. He did the best he could do with Colt McCoy in Cleveland. Come on, dog. He has the resume. At least he has the resume and the background to deal with quarterbacks of this stature, right? All you got to do is read this. All you had to do is read. Reading is fundamental and comprehension is key. Listening is major. Interim head coach Shurmur was named interim head coach of the Eagles after Kelly was fired in December 29th, 2015. Shurmur's one game was a 35-30 win over the Giants. That was for second place in the NFC East. The Giants or the Eagles offense gained 435 yards of total offense and scored 4 touchdowns, highlighted by DeMarco Murray running for a 54-yard touchdown in his first carry under Shurmur. Do y'all hear that? Shurmur interviewed for the Eagles head coaching job and was considered one of the leading candidates until the end, but he lost out to Chiefs offensive coordinator Doug Peterson, and then he ended up leading them to the Super Bowl and winning it and then getting fired after that. Yeah, I think Shurmur would have been right there on that trajectory had they hired him. Right? So instead of they hiring and promoting him, on January 25th, 2016, the Minnesota Vikings named Shurmur their new tight ends coach. And then in November, the Vikings promoted him to interim offensive coordinator in wake of Norv Turner's resignation. He was confirmed for the position in 2017 season. The Vikings finished the season ranked 11th highest scoring offense. Come on, man. He's putting up numbers. Then he goes to the Giants, where he was hired as their head coach. In his first season as the head coach, Shurmur led the team to a 5-11 record. Following the season, the team uses 6th overall pick in the 2019 draft to select quarterback Daniel Jones. A lot of people were going crazy over that. Why are they doing that? He's an Eli lookalike, but he's not ready. He's not ready. Where did he come out of? Duke or North Carolina somewhere? I think it was one of those schools, somewhere over there where you wouldn't think that a high quarterback draft pick will be coming out. After starting the 2019 season 0-2, Shurmur named Jones the starting quarterback over Eli Manning. And then December 30th, Shurmur was fired by the Giants after the team finished 4-12 and missed the playoffs. Come on, man. Y'all see that? If you don't have a quarterback, how are you going to be successful? In his head coaching duties, he was trying to get a quarterback in place to be successful. And then the team panics and says, well, you brought him in. He's supposed to be successful in his first year. How many quarterbacks are successful in their first year, dog? That's the hardest position to play in football. And then you draft the quarterback who's coming straight out of college, just played college football. Now you got to come in and learn a whole new system. And I'm supposed to be successful. Only a few can do it. Only a few can do it. Shurmur is a good coordinator, but not a good head coach. Well, guess what he's coming into Colorado to do? Be a head coach or be a coordinator? He coming in here to call plays, dog, and develop SHEDEUR Sanders like apparently he's been doing his whole career successfully when he has somebody with some talent. Look at this. Look at this. Would you look at this? Come on, man. There's no disputing his play calling ability. This is my dog, Face-to-Face Sports. Yes, he will be a great play caller for CU. Just don't make dude a head coach in the NFL. Well, we're not disputing that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about him doing the play calling and developing the quarterback once again, which is exactly where he needs to be. Now, Coach Prime reportedly says that everyone is being held accountable, and he makes it a point to include the coaches. This is no surprise, Maya, for sure. Maya or Mia? Which one? I think it's Mia. Papa Reed said, I just can't wait for next season. Hopefully we can win at least 2 of our next 4 games. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do something different. I'm going to open the phone lines up. If y'all want to come through, holler at your boy. Let me know what y'all think. I'll give you, because I think we're going to have a bunch of people want to call in and chime in. I'm going to give everybody 1 minute. All you going to do, I'm going to treat it like the radio, right? I'm going to treat it like the radio. You got to state your name, state where you're from, where you're calling from, and then state your comment or your question. And then we're going to let you get up out of here, all right? state your name, where you're from, is now in the chat. The link is in the chat. Click the link if you want to come on first. First come, first serve. You feel me? Big Dog, remember, he did the same thing at JSU with Jason Phillips. He ain't playing no games. Listen, I got no patience and I hate waiting. Didn't Jay-Z say that? I got no patience and I hate waiting. Get your ass in here and let's ride. Got no patience for losing, dog. We came here to win now, and right now we have 4 more games to win. At least 2. Because we're trying to go bowling, dog. We're not trying to have this season come about Christmas time, everybody at home watching TV, and no Colorado, no Coach Prime, Nathaniel. We can't have that. We got to do our thing, and the best thing we could do is let's change this play calling up, see what happens. All right? Because I've been watching Chico live and calling the games. All he's saying, hey, man, we need to make different play calls. And if he's not changing the play calls up, we could put somebody else in there that can. So, boom, we got my dog Solid Life checking in. He's going to give us his perspective, let us know his name, where he's calling from, and what he thinks about this situation right here. Oh, now.
Peace, big dog.
What's happening with you?
I'm doing all right, man. Not to take up too much time, to respect your platform and what you set up.
Sure.
Pat Shurmur is a great. He was great selection for the analyst in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I already knew that, and I already could see it coming because I watched all of JSU and I went to a JSU homecoming. And after that Louisiana Monroe game, where Dennis Thurman had, pretty much limited them guys to like 4 field goals, and the offense couldn't get that extra score to win that game, which was huge. You know what I'm saying? Because, it was like a Power 5 outside of HBCU would have been a big victory, and the OC got fired after that game. So I already saw that coming. So saying that, with Sean Lewis, I don't knock him because I do like Sean Lewis as an offensive coordinator. However, you have to look at the trends. Football is about trends and patterns. So the trend and the pattern of how the team is going, and his relationship with SHEDEUR, I don't believe was good. And then everyone in the nation can see that it was not going well. I mean, it's not rocket science. So bringing in Pat Shurmur, who is a veteran, he's NFL, and his pedigree offensive play calling is undeniable. And you could look for the tight end to be more inclusive in this. The running the game to be more inclusive is what we've been calling for. Not necessarily tight end, but run the ball more. Running a solid running game is a quarterback's best friend, and I think this is going to be good for the CU program, especially if Shurmur stays on. And that's my take. I know that might have been longer than a minute, and I apologize. But anyway,
good take right there. I appreciate you joining in. And once again, let us know where you're calling from.
Washington, D.C.
D.C. in the building. Appreciate you, dog. Solid Life checking in. All right, we got Big Mike in the backstage right now. But also, Solid Life was exactly right. Look for more runs, like I said, more tight end incorporation, just more pro-style type play calling, I think. And the main goal is to keep SHEDEUR Sanders upright. Talk to me, Big Mike. Oh, now where you calling in from?
What up, big dog? Calling from Atlanta, Georgia, man. How you doing?
ATL in the building. Shouts out to you. I'll like DC Young Fly say, what part of ATL?
What part of ATL? Southwest Fulton, man. That's where we are. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hot right now, but it's still Hotlanta,
Yeah.
But man, look, I agree with everything the last caller said, man. This was a change that's necessary. I watched the news conference yesterday, that weekly news conference, and Pat Shurmur stood in for Coach Prime. When I saw Pat Shurmur there, I thought this was it for the OC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think Sean Lewis is a good coach. He's got a future ahead of him. I think this is a transition for him to really, leave CU. But you just can't have this one-dimensional team, man. You gotta have schemes that these old linemen, they're not that bad. They're not the best, but they're not bad, right?
I agree with that.
Exactly. If you played football, if you're running pass plays all game, pass plays are hard to defend. But if you mix it up with some running play where now you can put your hands on players, you can push down the field, then you bring your tight ends in to run some different schemes and help some of those, play rushes where you're blocking those faster, linebackers and corners that are blitzing. It helps a little, but you one-dimensional, you throw, and then you're not even throwing down the field. You passing to Dylan Edward to the side all the time. They know the ball is going to Dylan Edward on that stupid little outplay. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, man, this is a good thing. I think we can be more three-dimensional where you have some tight ends in there, short plays, running plays. You got Cavassier Smoke. You got Wilkerson. Those are some big backs that can help to protect. SHEDEUR, that can get you 4 or 5 yards on those seconds and third or, first down plays. So it's long overdue. Put the rope on Sean Lewis, say goodbye, and let's move on. You know what I'm saying?
Already. Appreciate Big Mike checking in from the ATL. Y'all
Hey,
let me know.
look, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. I've been watching you since JSU, man. And, brother, you bring the energy, and you just bring some good stuff, man.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. 100, Big Mike.
All right.
Take it in.
Thank you, easy, man.
Hey, y'all hear that, right? Y'all hear him checking in, letting y'all know the ins and outs of what's going on. Like I said, the offensive line, in my opinion, is not that terrible. It's not as bad as a lot of people shake it out to be. But when you make certain play calls to where they are not in position to do their best and to perform the way that they can, then I think it highlights them and puts them in position to not perform the best. And then SHEDEUR Sanders gets hits and now they're getting talked down on. I think, and it'll be proven this week, whether I'm right or wrong, could go either way. If the play calls are improved and you are making it an emphasis to protect your quarterback, then I think the calls will reflect that, and we'll see that this week versus Oregon State. We got another person on the line right here. Look like that's the tennis channel checking in. Oh, now tennis channel, what's happening with you?
Hey, man, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Good to go, man. Good to go. Blessed up out here. What's happening? Talk to him. What you think about this Sean Lewis situation? Let them know where you're calling in from real quick and give a question or a comment.
Hey, I'm calling in from San Diego, California, and I'm a
619.
I'm a Sean, 619, baby. I'm a Sean Lewis fan, man. You know what, and but at the same time, we don't want to see SHEDEUR gets clobbered out there every game, and so pretty much, man, I'm just gonna make a short statement. That's all, and I think it's a good move. Confusing right now. I'm kind of like have mixed feelings about it. Don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. But my thing has always been, and I think we've talked before, listen, players get out there and play the game. And also any kind of issues that the players are having, I don't care what kind of plays you call, if they're out there and they're having a good game or having a bad game, it's going to reflect in your play. So pretty much, that's all I wanted to say on it, man. But I'm a Sean Lewis fan, brother, and we'll see. We'll see.
Well, there you go. Appreciate you checking in from the 619 San Diego, the tennis channel. Always checking in, showing love and support. He's a Sean Lewis fan. I'm a Sean Lewis fan also. I like what he brought in to Colorado. I like his energy he came with. I like what his philosophy, keeping everything fast paced. I like how he bought into it and having people to buy into his philosophy. But the thing is, when it's one of those type deals where if you lose, kind of like if you lose the team or if you lose faith or if they stop believing a little bit, it's hard to keep it up and to keep that faith going. It's hard for 100% of your guys to really believe that, okay, is that fast-paced stuff really going to work? Is he still going to be talking fast next week when he come up in here? Is that talk fast, think fast stuff going to really work? Is he going to really need a Ric Flair again? Are we really behind? So once they stop believing and questioning themselves, which is on them, then, and I'm not saying anybody did this, but I'm just saying the type of coach he is, it's hard to follow that under duress, So you have to bring in somebody who's, I think, more steady in the play calling to where we're going to just simplify this, guys. We're going to talk to you slowly, and we're going to let you understand what we're doing right here, which is this right here. And this is why this work. Here's your progressions. You go through them like this. We're calling this play to where the ball should be out right here. Offensive line, you should be. It's simplified a lot more, and it's not making guys maybe feel like they're rushing a little bit. I think it's going to be a better pace of the offense to that's going to be more productive. All we need to think about this. All we need is 4 yards per play. If you get 4 yards per play, that's a first down, and you're going to keep the ball moving going down the field. You're going to score, right? First down, you got 4 yards. Second down, you got 4 yards. Third down, you got 4 yards. That's the first down. We moving the ball, right? All we need is 4 yards. Stop having to go for the big plays all the time, which is what we've actually been lacking on offense. But guess what Pat Shurmur brings with him in his back pocket, right? It was right here in his Wikipedia, if they read it. The Eagles set, when he was the offensive coordinator, an NFL record with 99 plays of 20-plus yards and became the first team since the Buffalo Bills, K-Gun, 1991 to do it, or actually to lead the league in rushing while ranking last in time of possession. They led the league in rushing, and they had 99 plays over 20-plus yards. That means that this is explosive. This is explosive offense that we are sitting on potentially. We saw him throw for over 500 yards the first game. Everything went well. But ideally, he would probably throw for 400 to 450 each game, and we'll have a 100-plus yard rusher each game. It can happen, but the way the offense is set up is he probably won't be leading in time of possession because we're looking to score real fast, way downfield, banging on them. Sharon, where you calling in from? How you doing out there? And what's your question? What's your comment?
Hello, how are you?
Good to go. How are you doing? Oh, now?
I'm doing great, man. I've always enjoyed your commentary. Thanks for bringing us to truth. And I'm not a Sean Lewis fan. I'm not a fan of people talking fast. Just get the work done. And we saw what this team could do from the onset. Was it perfect? No, nothing is perfect. But those first 3 games showed the world what we had to offer. But it was being exploited by not being used. That was my concern. And then to see SHEDEUR beat up that way, I almost cried last week. Thinking as a mom, thinking as an aunt, thinking as a sister, thinking as a mother, thinking as a friend, a supporter. I went through a lot of emotions. That was too much. And all he had to do was make some different plays, do some different play calling. Now, if you can think what to do as a content creator and a former football player, and you're not being paid, his contract was worth right at $3 million, and plus with the buyout. Why couldn't he do the same? That's my only concern. These young men have played their hearts out, and so we can't say it's all on them because they won when no one thought they would in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So my hat goes off to Coach Prime. I've not wanted to see Sean Lewis since the TCU game. I just sensed something wasn't right. You're going to coach 1.5 quarters, and then for 2 quarters it's mayhem, and that didn't have to be.
Yeah.
So I look forward to listening to you tomorrow night, and when you get to Boulder, I'm hoping that they offer you a position. You've been diligent. You're excellent at what. Oh, I'm serious. You're excellent at what you do, and I love seeing excellence. I love seeing Black excellence, and I don't mind supporting anyone near or far that's moving in their calling. Has nothing to do with church. Everybody has a calling in life, and when you're moving in it, moving in your purpose, man, that's a beautiful thing to see.
I agree.
So thank you for what you bring to the table. And just keep up the great work. And I'm going to play the lotto tonight and see if I can get some numbers to hit. And if so, there are several content creators. I'm going to make certain you guys are blessed because you're giving us what the mainstream media refuses to do and down in it can't do because they don't have the heart to do it.
Right. Speak on it. Shouts out to Miss Sharon. I really appreciate you checking in and listening in. And you calling in from Colorado?
No, I'm calling in from the great state of Texas.
From the great state
I'm
of
your friend
Texas.
from the Galveston. Yes.
Galveston, Texas.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm always at work. Every time you go on,
Yeah.
I'm always at work. I'm either on the island or heading to the mainland. Either way, I'm going to work. I have maybe one job shy of having a true Jamaican experience, but that's neither here nor there. Thank you for what you bring to us, and I hope to meet you in real time at some point. But just, man, keep up the great work, and my prayers are going out to all of y'all, for all of you all. And, man, if I could see Coach Prime right now and just give him a hug, he'd probably tell me, look, woman, get away from me because you're about to knock me down. I'm 2 toes shy, and I can't handle that kind of forceful hug. But, man, he did what needed to be done. And if anybody has a problem with it, then they just need to check themselves. He gave the young man opportunity times 5 to get it together. And he refused. Just call some different plays. He refused to do it.
Opportunity times 5, she said Coach Prime gave him. Most definitely. We thank you once again calling in. Be safe on your drive. We're going to get some more callers in that we have. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye. Who is that we got checking it up? We just had them leave off as we was trying to bring them in, but we have Swimming Millie just checked in also. Let them know where you're calling in from and let them know your question or your comment. Swimming Millie.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Millie, now what's happening?
Man, look, I seen the athletic director did an interview the other day, and when he said that he didn't think it was the offensive line, I think it was an interview he did yesterday or the day for yesterday. But when he said he didn't think it was the offensive line, I knew Sean Lewis was up out of there. when he said that, he laughed it off like the same way Deion Sanders said when they asked him about Sean Lewis. He said, "You put me in the hard spot." That's the kind of the same way the athletic director said it. You know what I'm saying? Like they had a point where something finna happen, and I had a feeling when he said, "Oh no, it's not the offensive line," that Sean Lewis finna be up out of there. Because I even looked back at the game, and I was watching how he put help in the back. He put tight ends back there, running backs back there, and you would think they was go block, but they took off on routes. Yeah. And it was like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they look back at that UCLA game, and plus he had 2 weeks of practice, you got to kind of get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you had 2 whole weeks to figure this out, and you came in and gave us the exact same thing over and over again. And all I want to say to Sean Lewis is, nah, 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 hey, goodbye.
Millie, I appreciate
all I want to say, man.
Once again, thank you for joining in. That was Millie checking in. He said Sean Lewis is up and about of that thing, dog. Will he stay on as a coach? Furthermore, should he go ahead and get up out of there? Will other teams have a opportunity for him? He was super hot coming into this situation. I don't know how that meter is right now, whether it went down, went cold or what, but we'll see about that. I like Sean Lewis overall. I think he came in with a lot of dedication, wanted to do well. We were hoping he would do well, but Coach Prime kept reiterating that, hey man, we got 2 weeks. We're preparing for this team for 2 weeks. And I said on my other live, I was like, I don't know if Coach Prime should keep saying this, because a lot of people are going to have ammunition to come back and say, Coach Prime, you had 2 weeks to prepare. You still lost. But looking back on it now through these lenses, I'll say Coach Prime knew exactly, as usual, what he was saying, which is, I'm letting y'all know, Because I know, and they know in that office back there that we just had a meeting in, the dog, we got 2 weeks. And y'all got 2 weeks preparing. Things better be different. Or will be some changes made. Change gonna come. I got a defensive analyst sitting back there, Coach DC. Now at the same time, Charles Kelly, I know what you calling, and it sounds good, and we don't have all the pieces ready. So you good, and you got a crazy resume that I like. So you good until we get the right pieces in. But offensive coordinator, everybody and my son keep getting hit. The quarterback, our best player, can't be protected with play calls. Fed. Where they do that at? The play calls can protect your quarterback, dog, or it can expose him. And that is the truth. It can protect him and it can expose him. Now, protecting not meaning that he will absolutely not get hit. It doesn't mean that an offensive lineman might not miss a block, but it will reduce. It should reduce those times of being hit. It should simplify and reduce the times of the offensive line making mistakes and messing up and missing blocks and just having a pass rusher just unobstructed run to and smash your quarterback, dog, when it's simply your job to get in front of them somehow, some way. Come on, man. Now, I indirectly said this my whole live stream. I said the same thing when calling the game and watching this live, which was we got to do something differently and calling the plays because the offensive line is not going to change. We can mix and match the rotations all we want. Yeah, that could help if we get the right mix. But overall, it's the offensive coordinator play calling and how you prepare for each game going into it. Ran 67. What you got to say? Oh, now, where you calling in from, first of all?
What's going on, man? This is Randy from Jersey, bro. How
From
are
Jersey.
you?
I'm all good.
How you doing?
In the background or your TV, turn that down because it's giving us feedback.
Oh,
But
I'm sorry, bro.
Jersey checking in once again. Shouts out to all of everybody on the East Coast, always checking in. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, but definitely from Maine all the way down to Florida, everywhere in between, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. Who else up there? Virginia, D.C., Maryland, Baltimore, Vermont, New Hampshire, everybody. Let's see here. Randy, talk to me now. You good, Randy? Talk to me now, Randy. I think you might have turned down the wrong thing, Randy. You turned down everything, didn't you? Let's see. Seize the day. Say I saw an old lineman in the last game just give up and let his man head straight at the SHEDEUR and dropped him. That's the thing right there. Now, those things. Now, if I'm the offensive coordinator, if I'm the guy coming in, like if I'm Shurmur right now, right, I'm going to also evaluate that offensive line and see what y'all did last game because some of it, and maybe a lot of it, based off the film, is effort and understanding too. You got to understand that, like he just said in his comment, I saw offensive line, or she just said, just basically give up and throw a lot of look back blocks, which is lookout blocks is what I call them. You know, you miss the block and you turn around, you tell the quarterback, look out. That don't help. Stop throwing lookout blocks. Point is, if we can identify by watching the film from last game, who are the players that are throwing these lookout blocks, get them out of there. Put somebody else in. Understand, we're doing these simple things. 3-step drops, at the most 5-step drops. We rolling right, we rolling left. Y'all know y'all run plays, who's pulling on the runs and so on. And be prepared for the screens and the draws. That's what we're doing. Crossing routes this week, slant routes this week, but we getting down the field with our big play guys. You got to understand, this guy had Deshaun Jackson and Terrell Owens at some point with Donovan McNabb and Nick Foles when he really balled out that year. Huh? I'm going to add the stage one more time so we can talk about his resume, so y'all can see this real quick. Like, I'm going to read through the rest of it as yet he did struggle as a head coach, but look at this. Here we go. Once again, Minnesota Vikings. In 2016, the Vikings named Sherman their new tight ends coach. In 2016, November, the Vikings promoted him to the offensive coordinator in wake of North Summer. Okay, did I read that? Okay, all right. Let me go back some. All right, we talked about the Broncos. Everybody worried about him and what he did with the Broncos, being that that's local, right? In 2020, he was hired by the Denver Broncos as their offensive coordinator, replacing Rich Scangarello is his name. In 2016 of the 2021 NFL season, game against the Raiders, Shurmur's offensive game plan made Broncos history. How many times he keep making history as an offensive coordinator? As it yielded 40 offensive plays, 8 first downs, 158 yards of total offense, which is the second fewest. Oh, that's the bad offensive history in a game in which the Broncos had a true quarterback playing in the last 29 years. The run offense managed just 18 yards on 16 carries, which is tied for the third fewest in franchise history. In 2022, Shurmur and the Broncos head coach Vic Fangio were fired. He was hired by the University of Colorado in the summer of 2023 to serve as an analyst. And of course, we know the news as the last not even 24 hours, but it was probably made 24 hours ago by Coach Prime that this guy would be the new offensive coordinator. Now, yeah, he did struggle as a head coach, but those situations, I think anybody would have struggled with not having a talented quarterback in those spots at the time where he came in. Either he drafted a quarterback or he inherited one that wasn't very good. Randy, talk to me from New Jersey once again.
What's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's happening?
All right. Coach Lewis, man, I just felt like he.
Randy. My bad, Randy. I had to remove you because it was ticking real bad, Randy. We don't want people to run up off of here right now because it was ticking real bad. Tennis Channel is still up in here. I'm gonna add you back, Tennis Channel. You got something to say, Tennis Channel, since you're still in?
I'm just listening. God, I did have something I wanted to say here earlier a little bit. But I'm enjoying the conversation here, man. Listen, it's and I was just reading some of the comments, about you, because about now I'm losing my thoughts and everything. I had a good one going here. You kind of surprised me. Come back to the Tennis Channel there.
It's all good. Hey, but I will say this though, looking in the comments, a lot of people saying demote this guy, add this guy, demote him, fire this coach. I don't think Sean Lewis will be looking for a job for long or anytime soon, so to speak. If he has a buyout in his contract, I'm sure he'll stay on. He could be the quarterback's coach, which he is. He is the quarterback's coach and the offensive coordinator. So he could be demoted from the offensive coordinator, kept on just as the quarterback's coach, and then you bring in Shurmur as the offensive coordinator. I think you would still have to lose a coach somewhere on the roster, and he probably making that decision right now. During Shurmur's NFL coaching career, he has been a part of 8 playoff teams, winning 6 divisions. Exactly. We said that earlier. I appreciate that, drama free. If you're listening or you're just checking in, we went over the things that Pat Shurmur brings to this team. Shouts out to B. Wilk for joining on. If you haven't joined the page already, become an official member of the Big Dog Gang. You can go on the first part of the channel. If you're on the desktop, you just click on my page. You hit join right there, and then you could join and become an official member of the page. I'll give you some updates and insights. And you get some comments and things of that nature, maybe some merch before anybody else get a hold to them. More things coming, though. We got more exclusive Prime Parents content coming along. And also we got a special coming with Chef Carl Solomon from CU, talking about the food and the things that they have, in the exclusive type content and tour of the kitchen and their prepping for CU athletics. Sean Lewis probably made a lot of money in Las Vegas to already have a QB coach. That's why Sean Lewis don't like to. Yeah, he have a QB coach with DC, but he's not the QB coach going over game plan and things of that nature. Like, that's like a mechanics coach and developing skills. This is your college QB coach working on your on-field play, game planning and things of that nature with the team. John Roberts, now to you. FYI, Lewis is still going to be calling the plays, so don't get happy. No, he'll be signaling in the plays. Will he be trying to? Will that be some type of miscommunication right there, a way of miscommunication. If Pat Shurmur is in the booth and he's calling in the play by headphone to Sean Lewis, and then Sean Lewis has to signal in the plays to get him to SHEDEUR. Could it be a way of, they talk about sabotage and everybody talk about sabotage and stuff. That could be a real sabotage. Okay, he calling this run play. Forget that, I'm calling the pass. But as soon as Pat Shurmur sees that in the booth, he's like, hold on, I ain't call that. Hey, man, I'll call the play myself, dog. Let me signal in my play. Let somebody else signal in. But I don't think that happens. Sean Lewis will continue to be professional and do what he's supposed to do to help this team win. I don't think any coach comes into a situation and try to be a mold or hold somebody from winning or anything, because their success is my success. Our success is everybody's success, dog. Come on, man. So we got a few more comments. Anybody want to call in one more time? You can. I'll put this in the comments one more again. Oh, damn, we over an hour already. I only wanted to stay on an hour and let you guys know this, update you guys on what went on with Sean Lewis. That was a quick hour just went by. Sean Lewis and Pat Shurmur. But real quick overview again. During Shurmur's NFL career, he has been a part of 8 playoff teams, winning 6 divisional crowns and appearing in the Super Bowl. Shurmur began working for the Philadelphia Eagles in 1999, serving as both tight ends coach and helped the offensive line. All right, here's the big thing, though. In 2002, Shurmur was named the team's quarterbacks coach. In that role, Shurmur helped shape Donovan McNabb into the most prolific passer in Eagles history. All right, y'all go look up Donovan McNabb's stats from that year, and you will know some things. While working as the Eagles quarterbacks coach, here's another thing. Right? During that stretch, McNabb completed an average of 59.9% of his passing and posted an 89.5% QB rating. Both were marked improvements from the averages of over his first 3 seasons as a quarterback. Yeah, Sam Bradford is another highlight in a feather in his cap. Nick Foles is a feather in his cap. Case Keenum with the Vikings. Remember he balled out with the Vikings? That was under coach Pat Shurmur. That season, Shurmur is the Vikings offensive coordinator, where he was working with Keenum, an undrafted quarterback who was on his 4th team in his first 6 seasons, and who entered this season with an average completion percentage of 58.4 and a career QB rating of 78.4. This season, Keenum has completed 67.6% of his passing with a 98.3 QB rating and now sits 1 win away from the Super Bowl at that time. That was Coach Pat Shurmur. So he's worked with some hellified quarterbacks and some not so good quarterbacks where he ended up struggling. He has SHEDEUR Sanders. So stats and history says that he's about to put up some numbers. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm up and about this thing. Chico to the scene, the place to be. Peace in the Middle East. Y'all know what to do. Get in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share this thing. Share this thing. Tag me on Instagram, Twitter, and everything else. All right. We got another live coming later on. Y'all stay tuned. We up and about. Peace in the Middle East. Y'all.